And the conversation that needs to be had in the dating and relationship space is that there are a lot of people who don't belong here. I'll tell you straight up, as someone who is formally educated in mental health, who does this work full time, and I take it very seriously, it kind of hurts my feelings, if I can be honest. It hurts my feelings a little bit that I am in a space that is not respected, right? I come from an education background. I am a former classroom teacher. I am a former school counselor. And so being an educator is something that's revered. I have a best friend who's a nurse. I have another friend who's in television and radio production. Like, the people I'm around are esteemed. My husband is in construction. And so having that title, and maybe that's petty of me, but having that title has been something I've always been proud of. And so I decided to get into the dating and relationship space, not really knowing much about it. I would even venture out and say before it became something that was super popular. And with that being said, I've joined the space, I'm doing the work. And at the same time, it's uncomfortable for me because I'm now associated, to be honest with you, with foolishness. I'm associated with foolishness. I'm associated with people who are dishonest. I'm associated with people in the space who are not forthcoming. I don't intend to call any names. We'll see if Anwar is going to call any names. But with that being said, it's disheartening for me to do this work knowing that I am attached to, my name is attached to, and my brand is attached to people who are dishonest, people who are not doing the work. Okay, so Anwar is joining us, and I'm gonna give him the floor to do his introduction, and then I guess I'll reintroduce for those who come in thereafter. Hey, handsome.
Hey girl, hey, you know we're both married. You can't be flirting with me online like this.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm just stating a fact. The fact is a fact. Okay, the fact is a fact.
How are you, sister?
I am fine, thank you. And I kind of gave a little bit of a spiel before you came in because I wanted to prep the audience. But before I get back into what we're talking about today, I want to turn the microphone over to you. If there's anyone who's new to you, which I doubt, that's coming in on my end, or maybe this is the first time they're seeing you live because you normally do your lives late. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
Well, I have to do things late, girl, because I get a little, let's say, um, interesting. We keep it very fun and light and all of those other things. But my name is Anwar White. I am a dating coach for Black and Brown women. I have been doing this for maybe 15 years, and I am excited to chat with you. I am like a regular person. I take my kids to school, I pick them up, we do extracurricular activities, and so even though people might know me, I literally live a very simple life.
Okay, all right. Well, for those who are coming in on Anwar's side, my name is Allison Wellington. I'm a certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with busy professional women to teach them how to attract and keep the partners that they deserve. And so I reached out to Anwar because there is a conversation that needs to be had by the legitimate people in the space, like you and I, who are doing the work. And I was saying before you came in, Anwar, that to be honest with you, I transitioned into coaching 5 years ago. And before then, I was a teacher, I was an educator. I'm around nurses, I'm around all these people that have these titles and they're in careers and industries that are well revered. And I did not realize that when I came into this space, that there would be such a negative connotation attached to our work. So there's a lot of doubt and fear around coaching. And so I said, you know what? I want to have a transparent conversation about the industry, right? And
Okay.
what people should be looking for and looking out for when considering working with a dating professional. So I want to jump right into the questions that I have here for you, okay? Because I don't want to waste any time. I know your time is super precious and all the things. Where did I send
Well,
this?
let me just, before we can
Yes,
get into this, I just want
yes.
everyone to know that I really appreciate the work that you do. Yeah, I think that you are stand up. It's one of the reasons why I agreed to actually have this conversation with you. I think that, everyone can bunch dating coaches into this big bunch of, grifters and all of that. But
Yeah.
for my followers who might not know you, I just want to kind of co sign and let them know that I think you're a real one. I also think that you care about women specifically, which I think is important. I see that you have different like trips that you go on with them where you're really trying to empower them. So you are a girl's girl, as they say. And
Oh, thank you.
I will just say, because I think a lot of people don't see what happens in the background.
Yeah.
You know, I had a lot of like viral moments earlier this year,
Yes.
and you know, you had my back,
Yeah.
right? You were like, no, this person is legit, like, and that means the world. You know, there's a lot of people that give a lot of great face. Allison is not about face, she's a real one. So I just wanted to share that
Oh,
before
thank
we
you.
move forward.
Oh, I really appreciate that. I mean, I couldn't imagine not doing it, right? So I did see your viral moment, and I'm like, these people are tearing him down, tearing down your client who has results. How dare you? How dare you? But
Yeah,
we could talk about that all day. So my first question for you is, I want to keep it real, right?
always that.
There are so many dating coaches online. Half of them I don't believe are in healthy committed relationships, may not be married, and
Probably more than half.
okay, we keep it super real. So and they present as experts. So what do you think makes an actually qualified coach versus someone who gives cute advice on the internet?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I think that I'll speak for myself. I'm a very different coach in my first couple of years of dating coaching than I am now. So I
Mm,
do think there should be a level of experience, a certain number of clients that you've worked with to be able to say, I've seen it all, I've
mm,
coached it all of that,
mm,
right? And I'm pretty sure that you can say the same, right? When you first had sessions, you know, you were a certain kind of coach, and now you're probably more honed in, more locked in, more masterful in the things that you do.
yes.
And a lot of that comes with coaching certification and experience. I'm certified as a relationship coach. I was certified in 2014. I would say 95% of people are not certified.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking to someone, don't be afraid to ask them, are you certified?
Yes.
Right? I think that's important because I can do this, anybody can do that, right?
Mm,
But I also think what's important is understanding the frameworks, understanding the research behind why you should coach in a certain way or say something, one thing versus another thing, right?
yes.
So I think certification is important. I think experience is important too,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I always say, like, and this might be really bad, but I think you know, you're a good coach needs 5 years of experience.
Mm,
A good, like an amazing coach needs 5 years of experience
yeah.
or a certain level of number of clients that they've coached, right?
Okay.
Experience is important here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think those are the two major things. I do think, and this can be controversial, I do think if you're going to be an amazing dating coach,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to be in a relationship because good dating coaches teach you how to date.
Yeah.
Great dating coaches teach you how to date and how to thrive in a relationship. And
Yes.
dating skills and relationship skills are actually different skills.
Yes.
So, first of all, anybody can get into a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can get in a relationship with somebody today if you want
Yeah.
to.
Mm-hmm.
But this is about getting into the right relationship based on your
Absolutely.
own lived experience, based on
Mm-hmm.
your own traumas, triggers, healing those, so that you can match with someone that is amazing and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, not just that, but also because there's a shift that happens
Yep.
from courtship to early relationship to later on in the relationship, right? So
Absolutely.
I think that's important too. And a
Yeah.
lot of people who do this, right, are not going to be able to tell you how do you thrive in an actual relationship to the point where you've engendered enough trust, have the communication skills, conflict skills to
Mm-hmm.
also manage a relationship and not just manage it, but thrive in it.
Well said. I've also made that same statement, Anwar, and I got chewed up. I got chewed up in the comments by other coaches who said, no, you don't need to be in a relationship. You don't have to be engaged. You don't have to be married. And I said, look here. I will listen to the advice of someone who may not be in a relationship because even a broken clock is right twice a day. But I'm not going to invest my time, money, effort, energy in someone who is not where I want to be or even higher. I would say I would not hire a trainer who is not fit. I would not hire an accountant who's fighting with the IRS. So if I'm going to be working with someone to get me an end result, I want to be working with someone who's in the position I want to be in or thriving even above and beyond that. So I got chewed up and I agree with you, sir. All right. I agree. So
You
next one
know,
I have. Mhm.
wait, let me just say something because I think this is really important.
Mhm.
Because this is like a newer industry, people
Yeah.
don't get it. They
Mm.
don't understand it. And so like I'm never going to shade someone who like doesn't understand dating coaching because they're not in it, they don't live it like
Mm.
24/7 like we do. And
Yeah.
like I think our job as legit dating coaches is to continue to do amazing work so that like our clients can speak for us and we don't have to speak for ourselves. That's
Yeah.
really kind of how I think about this. You don't
Mhm.
hear me talking about dating coaching this, dating coaching that. I'm getting my clients, I'm too busy getting them into amazing relationships and healing them, right? And
Yes.
so, but I do think there's something to be said for this is new.
Mhm.
Not a lot of people know about it. And especially for us,
Yes.
anything that is quote unquote clinical,
Mhm.
right? Like even some people still have an issue with therapy. So
Mhm.
like, and that's been around forever. So
Right.
it stands to reason that people might feel a little bit hesitant around this industry and like what we do. And I totally get that. But at the end of the day, um, your job, if
Yeah.
you are interested in dating well, learning how to love, right?
Yeah.
Because most of us aren't taught how to date, and there's
Yeah.
historical context around that. Getting help is not a bad thing.
Mhm.
Getting the right help is a difficult thing, but it's not
Yes.
impossible.
Absolutely. Well said. So there are people who look amazing on camera, but their clients are not actually getting results. So what should women look for to spot the grifters from the coaches who are actually helping their clients get transformations?
Mhm. Don't be afraid to ask coaches about relationship rates, marriage
Mm-hmm.
rates. Any coach that's worth their worth and gold will have that information because
Yeah.
that's important for them. They want to know how
Yeah.
good they are. They
Yeah.
want to know how things are going. I literally was working with my operations manager and we were slicing the data up by age, by location to understand, okay, okay, my Atlanta girls are actually doing well in 2025. My
Mm-hmm.
Houston girls aren't doing so well. My 50
Mm-hmm.
plus is doing, they should have that information. And
Yep.
if they don't know, if they can't tell you, well, 30% of my clients, 60% of my clients do this and this and this. These specific regions, da 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 da. They don't have that information. They're not tracking it,
Mm-hmm.
which means that they're not in tune with their clients.
Yeah.
Less about the result. I think the result is important, but anyone can get you into a relationship,
Yeah.
right? It's more about do they know enough about it? Do
Mm-hmm.
they know their numbers? So I think that's really important because most people don't have results, to your point.
Yeah.
And they'll give you like an overviewed answer. They'll
Mm-hmm.
say, yeah, a ton of them. What's a ton,
What's a ton?
sir? Because
Uh-huh.
mostly men
Uh-huh.
talk this way. So, but I think that's really important. And not just that, but also talk about engagements, talk
Mm-hmm.
about marriages.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you, 80-90% of these people don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a really important one that I encourage everyone to ask about. And
Yes.
again, you get to ask all of the questions. You're investing your time, energy, heart space, which is the most precious thing of it
Mm-hmm.
all, into a program and really into the coach's hands.
Yeah.
Right. And so we have to, when you're looking for a coach, it's like dating.
Mm.
It is dating.
Yes.
Right. And so you got to make sure that. So one thing that I always offer is be vulnerable with them. Share something sensitive, share something tender, and see, do they hold space for you? Or do they just tell you, do this, do that, do this, do that? Because this work isn't just about the doing. It's also about the being and holding space for clients, right? And being able to let them know what they need to do, but also let them know what they need to feel. And unfortunately, a lot of, and I hate to continue to go to this, a lot of male coaches don't have that capacity. Straight male coaches, specifically. So that's what I look for as well. I think it's important that the person that you're being coached by also challenges you.
Yes.
And don't just tell you what you want to hear.
Absolutely.
It's unfortunate because I think a lot of social media has actually just turned into what a lot of people want to hear. Men are bad. Yay, I'm going to like this. I'm going to like comment on this. It's going to make this video go really big. Men are not bad, just like women aren't bad. Right? So I do think it's important that they're nuanced in what they're talking about, right? And that they're trying to move you forward. When I look at people's videos, I'm always interested to understand. Most people will talk about the what in dating, right?
Yes.
But are they actually answering the why?
Why? Yes.
Most people are not going to be answering the why. And if they're not able to answer the why or feel generous enough to share the why, they're probably not ready to be an amazing coach for you.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. I talk about that all the time, the what versus the why. What I would also recommend that people do is they listen to testimonials. There should be a
100%.
tab somewhere on someone's page. There should be a playlist somewhere, or even ask the coach, is there a former client that you could connect me with that I can speak to before investing in this program? Because as you said, we can make as much content as we want. We can promote as much as we want. We can do as much ads as we would like. But really, the truth comes through our results and what our clients have to say. Now, in all fairness to all coaches, getting testimonials out of everybody tends to be a little bit difficult because of the tender and intimate nature of the work that we do, right?
Yeah.
So our results go above and beyond the amount of testimonials we'll be able to gather at any given moment, right?
100%.
But there should still be a group of people who are willing to sing your praises from the rooftops. And if you're not seeing any hard and fast proof that this person has been able to create a transformation in their former clients' lives, then that says a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you, I don't let potential or prospective clients talk to any of my clients. And the reason I do that is because confidentiality is very important to me. And it's actually a contract that I have that I sign with my clients to let them know that everything is going to be confidential. That's why you never hear me talk about names ever or anything like that, unless they explicitly
They give permission.
tell me
Yeah. Same thing with me.
everything is good and okay. But generally, I will just let you know, like, people ask me that, and I say, oh, I don't do that. I don't do that because I work with very busy individuals who don't have time to mentor random people that they don't know, right? That like, so just my experience. And so I'm not going to ask them to do that. But I will tell you, to your point, the testimonials will tell you everything. And generally testimonials are 1, 5, 10% of the actual results.
Absolutely.
That a coach has.
Absolutely. And to your point, the same with me. So everyone has a contract, there's confidentiality, but I do have clients who say that, hey, Allison, when are you doing your next live? Hey, Allison, when I want to come on, I want to advocate. So, but absolutely, we don't ever share that information without permission, clear as day. Alrighty. So do you think, and we kind of spoke about this a little bit, do you think that it matters if someone is married if they are a dating coach? Is that a must? What are your thoughts?
Well, I guess I think it really just depends on the nature of the coach, right? If your promise is that you're going to help people learn how to date, maybe not so much. My promise, people come to me because they want to get married and they want to have kids with a partner.
Yeah.
So with that said, my promise is to help them find an amazing teach them how to date, find an amazing partner, and thrive in the actual relationship. I will tell you that I don't think that you do your clients service if you're not also teaching relationship skills.
Yes.
Right. And I will tell you, like, so I have a whole program I don't even advertise called Get Your Ring. And it's really for my clients that get into relationships and I help them get engaged and then married. The skills that we are teaching them are completely different. And it's almost contradictory to what I teach them in dating. Right? So just to give you an example, in dating, I want the men to be pursuing and doing almost everything in the courtship phase. But when you're in a relationship, we reallocate what that looks like because now it's a partnership.
Absolutely.
Now he can't be doing 80-90%. Now you got to put in a little bit of something because it's an actual relationship.
Absolutely.
So, and that transition, right? That shift in identity from single woman, courted woman, woman in a relationship, oftentimes needs guidance, needs to be taught, how do I do things? And so because most people actually sabotage their relationships because they don't know how to do it. So that's why, like, if you are going to be an amazing coach to take them from A to Z, I do think it's important for you to know the relationship and to be in a healthy, successful one.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And I as well have a continuing program. It's called Rules of Engagement. So once we're in the committed relationship, what does it look like to transition into wifedom? Because it's a different animal. It's a different process. It's a different way of showing up romantically. So I get you.
But this is important, right? The fact that we have these programs, moving them from one place to where they ultimately need to go, I think is telling in and of itself. I think coaches that just have a dating program are going to be okay when you get into the relationship, and that's good. Right? So that's telling in and of itself. Their whole kind of product or program, like portfolio of how they're going to be engaging with clients is, I think, probably something that people want to look at as well.
Absolutely. Well said. So when you see a new dating coach crop up online, what's something that instantly says to you, yeah, that's not it? What's the biggest red flag that clients should be watching out for when handing over their money? Yeah, tell us more. Tell us more. What does that look like?
There are a lot of new people that will just copy what a lot of more established people online are doing and saying, and even with the same effect. So when I see like general copycats, I'm like, okay, I see what we're doing here, right? That's number one. Number two, I think, again, I talk about tenderness in this work. There are a lot of men that yell when they are on their social media doing clips, videos, or whatever. And when I see that, I say, oh, I know what they're doing. What they're trying to do specifically for women is they're trying to be someone's daddy. And actually, when a woman experiences a man yelling, it brings them and regresses them back to being a daughter and will actually pedestalize that man into a fatherly role, right? And so when I see someone that is yelling, I say, I see the manipulation there. I don't like that. I'm not into it. Okay? So that's something that I see as well. I also think that when men say, I'm a former fuckboy, when I see that, I say, there's no such thing as former. Let's keep it real. Just like a cheater will generally cheat, right? So I don't trust men that say, oh, I was a former fuckboy, but I'm here to teach you all the things that bad boys do. Because a lot of those guys will actually be in your DMs.
Yeah.
So trying to get theirs. A lot of men will use this as a way to get tail. So when you see men who are some men specifically will angle the camera so that it's at their muscles.
Okay.
Or,
Mhm.
you know, put the camera and the lightings as such so that they're creating this para romantic relationship with you, so
Okay.
that you think in your head, because you're seeing them, that he's almost like my boyfriend.
Yes, 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 yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Though that, that's not gonna work. So
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes when they're you know, the lighting is a little bit lower.
You dropped your voice. Okay.
Correct, correct.
Uh-huh.
I'm on my sofa and I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
this, or I'm doing this,
Mm-hmm.
right? These are all signs of, I'm trying to be your internet boyfriend so you can trust me, and I can take your money.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see that versus someone just talking into the camera saying, hey, this is what I've experienced, this is what I've seen, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
those are things that I see. That's what I see from the male perspective. From the female perspective, I don't. One of the things that gives me pause
Mm.
is when they start talking about women's looks.
Mm.
Basically, what they're doing is they're trying to be like the alpha girl, right? The supreme. And the way to make women feel really insecure is to tell them basically, either passively or assertively, that they're ugly,
Mm-hmm.
right? And sometimes they say that by talking about how you're not feminine enough.
Okay.
So I think it's important to understand the balance of the message, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing, like, your future husband is going to be looking at the totality of you
Mm-hmm.
and not just physically. But if someone's saying, you're going to have to wear red lipstick and wear a red dress to a date to get a man, girl, go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I look at when I look at like different dating coaches coming up in the scene and how they try to manipulate the mind
Yeah.
so that the viewer doesn't feel like an adult woman with agency.
I like that. What I've noticed, I will click the link in their bio. If they don't have a comprehensive program, you're not for real. If everything is a one-off, just so to get on a call, so you can pay me the $297 for 30 minutes, and there is no system, and not that someone has to outline their system verbatim, because I can understand if folks are concerned that other people might steal their ideas or whatever. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. You can't deliver what I have to offer, but fine, I get that. But where is the system? Is there a 6 week? Is there an 8 week? Is there a step by step? Is it something that has been repeated and works over and over and over again? Those are the things I look for. So if everything is just a 30-minute call so I can get you together, that gives me pause. I look for long form content.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a YouTube channel that has you speaking for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, for an hour, that really outlines what I should be doing in a particular situation? Is there a podcast that I can listen to that gives me some insight on the way that you think and how you apply your ideology? If I'm not seeing anything that's long form, all I see is short form, and every video is at a 45-degree angle. So
Correct.
usually like this. So it looks like you're important because you're being interviewed.
Girl, they're just reading off of a script from AI.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Well, thank you for putting me on, right? So that gives me a lot of like, where's the engagement? Where's the conversation? Do you know what you're talking about? Or is it pre-selected bits and speeches, right? And scripts you've put together just so you can sound like you're someone who's in the space. So I love that. I'm actually going to take that into account as well. But I'll also be honest with you too. I don't follow a lot of people in our space
So when I
or see
follow
them.
some people, and I
Mm,
think because I think it's important to understand the pulse of like
yeah.
what people are talking about, because I'm so busy with clients that I'm not on, and I have 3 kids and I'm married. I'm not online trying to figure out what's culture talking about. So I do
Mhm.
follow some people that I think really have like their hand on the pulse of
Yes.
like what's happening in dating and relationships and sit down September and like all these new things that people
Mhm.
like, things like that. But yeah, I can probably count them on one hand,
Yep.
probably,
Yep.
or
Absolutely.
two, maybe. Yeah.
So I'm going to leave this final question for you to close us up. And it's what made you get into the dating and relationship space?
Yeah. So for me, this work is very personal. I will tell you that my great grandmother was married 3 times. My grandmother was married 3 times. My mother is on her fourth marriage that I actually helped her get into, and she's been in for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen my aunties be in domestic violence situations. I've seen my older sister get into a narcissistic, both of my sisters actually get into narcissistic relationships. And so for me, this work has always been about the safety of Black women and making sure
Mm-hmm.
that they're able to thrive. As someone who's had a first-hand account of seeing like how detrimental one's love life can affect like the
Yes.
way in which Black women are living and thriving. And so, I think of this is why I call myself, fairy godbrother. I think of all of these women as my sisters, right?
Mm.
And I talk to them as such.
Yes.
Right? When they're not doing what I feel like they need to do, I'm gonna tell them about it.
Yeah.
But that's why I do it. I think that Black women are the alpha and the omega. And I
Mm.
just, I think they are the beginning and the end. And I think
Yes.
that this world does not live without them. So anything that I can do to help them thrive, I think
Yes.
helps the world become a better place. So that's why I do what I do. What about you?
I love that. So for me, it's super personal, similar to you. I come from a Caribbean background, and in our culture, the girls are taught to focus on their books and don't worry about the boys. Right up until your mid to late 20s, and then it's when are you getting married? When are you going to have a baby? And it's like, you didn't even give me the opportunity to practice. I couldn't even be on the phone with a boy. I never got an opportunity to date or experience what it's like to be around men. And so now you're throwing me into a life that I'm not prepared for. And I've seen it over and over again, especially when we talk about the immigrant population, right? My African ladies, my Caribbean ladies, my Southern ladies, where it's we have these expectations that are put upon us, but we're not given the tools to be successful. So I was in a relationship with a gentleman for 4 years that had no direction whatsoever. No savings account, no house, no engagement, no baby, no wedding, no nothing. I'm a girlfriend like I'm 16 years old into my 30s. And I said, no more. I'm going to end this relationship and I'm going to create a process on how to heal and to get right back into the dating scene. And literally, the next man that I dated is my husband, Andrew. We've been married for 5 years. And so I know that I have a process that works, and I want to help other women to not have to deal with the foolishness that many of us have historically dealt with. And so they can get into the best relationships of their lives. So that's
Yeah,
why I
I
do
love
what I do.
that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, yes. So thank you so much. I know that your time is so limited. You are working with clients. You are doing the work. You are out there. I missed you at CultureCon. I was there. I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh, girl, I didn't even know, girl.
Yes. So
Next
I missed
time.
you. I missed you by like an hour. The line was long, so I was trying to get in and I missed you. But nonetheless, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, your effort, your energy, the work that you do, and hopefully we can work collaboratively in the future.
Of course. I would
Yes.
love it. Thank you so
All right.
much for having me.
All righty. Have a good one. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.